Good day, friends. Today I will be sharing my views with the listeners who are first generation business entrepreneur or startup companies or related to the small and medium enterprises. Our subject will be what is accounting and what is books of accounts. And later on we will discuss and share our views with regard to what are the basic which an entrepreneur has to prepare and document to get a full performance of the accounting as well as the process he should follow to get the results in accounting. Now, what is accounting? Accounting is recording the transaction which you have done during a particular period while running your business entity. What you have earned, what you have spent, what you have received, maybe by the way of cash or bank or on credit, that need to be recorded in the books that is called books of accounts. Now, the income tax department has not specified any format for maintenance of the books of accounts. They only require one thing: what document you have to arrive at the real profit which you earned during a particular period. It may be by a piece of papers you write down what are the incomes and what are the expenses and what is the net profitability out of that. However, in business, number of persons using different softwares like Tally, like your Mark, your Busy and other so many softwares which present your accounting in a particular way so that you can prepare those informations in a presentable form which generally accepted in normal course while dealing with the banking, while dealing with your financial institutions, while dealing with the investors or income tax department or any other institutional purposes. So it is the option of the entrepreneur how he is going to take forward the particular accounting of his business before his ending. Now we have to think on the lines for the entrepreneur. What are the basics which he has to consider while getting the performance from the accountant which he has engaged for his business purposes? There are 5 basics. The first basic is with regard to the transactions which he is going to undertake during a particular period in cash. He should maintain a proper day book. A day book in which on one side he has to write down from where he is going to receive or received any amount during a particular period, while on the other side he has to maintain and record what are the transactions he has spent, maybe by the way of payment, maybe by the way of expense of in a particular period, and he has to balance, that is receipt minus payments. The balance amount will be a cash in hand which will be carried forward to the next month or next day. So this is called day book. He has an option to prepare the petty cash also to deal with the petty expenses during a particular period. So day book is the one document or a record which is required to handle the cash transactions in a particular period. Now, while running the affairs of the business, he is also occurring or dealing in the banking transaction of the business. Whatever he is going to deposit in his banking account, he has to take the note of all those things. Similarly, he is making certain payments through bank, maybe by the way of NEFT or RTGS, maybe by the way of issuing a check, maybe by the way of executing a UPI transaction or any other mode by withdrawing the money from the bank. So all these transactions which are related to withdrawal from the bank need to be recorded and prepared by the business entrepreneur to see that what are the transactions in bank he has made during the year, and he has to balance and tally with the same whether it record as well as tally with same in the bank statement or not. Now the third part is with related to the expense portion. Now while incurring the expense, he has to take a record and kept it on the file with regard to all the expenses which he has done or incurred during a particular period, because these documentation or bills or vouchers are required by the income tax authorities in case if the case is put up before the authorities for assessment purposes. Now, the fourth part is with regard to the sales or services done by the entrepreneur in a particular period. He might be issuing the invoices for sale of the product or issuing the invoices for rendering the services. He has to keep all those bills in one file. That document file is required for the purpose of recording the transactions in the books for the purposes of the income generated by the entrepreneur during the period. Now, the fifth and final part is the statutory records. The statutory records may be related to GST, TDS, ESI, income tax, or any other transaction which he is going to do with regard to making a compliances as per the law of the land. So, if we take into consideration the 5 basic points, I am again repeating. 1. Daybook to deal with cash transaction. Second, a register to deal with the banking transaction. Third, a file in terms of documentation for expense. Fourth, the income generated in terms of bills issued by the organization. And last one is the compliance portion with regard to the statutory. So, if he is going to follow these 5 basics, only then he can expect the good performance from the any accountant which he has engaged for the purpose of getting the performance as well as accounting for his business organization. Thank you.